I'm going to talk about Ohio's administrative development programs here. And basically in Ohio, we have 3 programs. We understand as a state that, the development of soil and water district employees and board members is really important and vital to the future. So the 3 programs I'm going to talk about is our new board member training, the new employee training, and then the administrative development program. And Ohio also has a technical development program too, but and it's similar to the administrative development program, but I'm not going to touch on that here today. So for the new board member training, it's set up in 5 modules, and it's both the first part of it's online, and then there's also a follow-up training in person. So in Ohio, board members are elected for their positions anywhere from like July through December, and then they would start the following January to, they would actually take their official position. So this online training is kind of a way to keep those newly elected board members engaged, through that lull after their election before they actually take their seat on the board. And the first section, the conservation history and partnerships, it covers like the Dust Bowl, UHAM and Bennett, and how programs and practices are delivered by soil and water conservation districts. And that's for board members. Then there's the duty of loyalty section, which covers ethics and Ohio's ethics laws for board members. The duty of care would be like board best management practices, strategic planning and evaluation, board governance and fiscal oversight. And then obedience is laws governing soil and water conservation district boards and board members, the powers of the supervisors, the open records laws in Ohio, and then the pollution abatement. And then following that, there's kind of the summary, the ready to leave, and that's a final activity. And then the board members sign, a board member pledge. And this online training is it's very interactive. So there's some narrative parts, there's videos, there's interactive activities to try to keep those new board members engaged while teaching them about their positions and helping them learn about soil and water districts. And so, that's available to their supervisors following their election all the way up through January when they take their seat. And then each area of the state has a follow-up training in person where state staff kind of holds a meeting and meets with those newly elected supervisors to help answer further questions and other things as they take their positions on the board. So that's the new board member training. And then the new employee training is it's offered online as well. It's in 4 modules, similar to the new board member training. There are 2 lessons per module, and it also has written and interactive activities, content review and assessments as they go through. And the way that the new employees get enrolled in that is whenever a new employee is hired in the state of Ohio, the administrator goes online and just answers a survey, and goes through a survey, putting in their information. At that point, that triggers an email to the coordinator for new employee training, who then sets them up a profile in the online program and emails that out to the new employee so that we get that. And that also, as a state, gives us the opportunity to get them enrolled in our reporting software, so they can get that information in there. And then it also sends an email to the training coordinators, both on the administrative side and the technical side for the Division of Soil and Water, so that, if there's employees are interested in any other type of professional development, or the district's interested in them receiving any other professional development, we're able to get that information out to those individuals, soon after their employment, rather than there being a lag there. So it's been a pretty efficient way to get these out. And with these programs being online, it makes it more efficient for the state, so they can go ahead and get started, and then we can schedule a follow-up meeting with them later and kind of see where they're at. And this online format allows us to kind of monitor how they're progressing through the training, and when employees or board members finish those training modules. So if somebody gets stumped on one or seems to be stuck at one for a while, we can follow up with those individuals and kind of see what's going on and help them get the training completed. So that's the new board member and new employee training. And now I'll talk about the administrative development program. And that was a program that was started last year. We did our first round of that. And that's because, you know, we've had the technical development program in Ohio for probably 20 years. And it's been a pretty successful program for employees on the technical staff of districts, but we've done some administrative assistant development programs, but we hadn't really had a real focused approach for the administrative staff in districts. So we started the administrative development program. And one of the unique things about this program is it's open to both board and staff members. And that's something in Ohio we're trying to do more, is with our trainings. You know, in the past, they've been geared more toward employees, and they're still geared that way, but we're inviting board members, you know, and opening up to them as well to try to encourage their engagement with the district, so that, you know, as they're sitting on the board, they can better understand, you know, what the staff's working on, and, you know, kind of what the staff's doing. In the ADP, as you'll see here in a later slide, we cover a variety of topics, you know, from policies to commerce to program growth, and we keep a similar format for those. So when somebody attends a session of ADP, they are the formats are similar. The location is pretty similar, is in the same location around the state, so they know what to expect when they come there. And we use those sessions to gather information, you know, from the attendees. So last year in the first round, we did 6 sessions: human resources, e-commerce, district financials, operational policy and grants, the employee handbook, and then beginning leadership. As far as presenters for those programs, you know, we had some Division of Soil and Water Conservation staff. We found that one of the things that the attendees seemed to like is when we would have board member or staff member panels kind of sharing. We would pick some successful districts around the state, or districts that had found some success in these different areas, and we would have them speak and share, you know, their successes, or what they learned, what they found out, and how they were able to make it successful. And that seems to be, you know, a lot of the attendees' most, you know, favorite part of these programs. We have board members come in. We've invited Chamber of Commerce, so we had a labor employment law attorney, auditor of state, DAS, and just we try to bring in a variety of speakers, because we know as a state staff we're certainly not the experts in all these topics, but we can seek out other speakers and bring them in so that we can provide districts with the best information possible. And last year, you know, Ohio has 88 soil and water conservation districts, and over a quarter of those districts participated in all 6 sessions. So they had a representative there at each session. And I guess I should have mentioned that earlier. When a district signs up for the administrative development program, we don't sign up an individual. We allow them to register as a district. So as a staff, they can decide on the session topics which staff member would be best suited to attend that session. So last year, over 26% of the districts in Ohio participated in all the sessions. 40% participated in over half of them, greater than four or more sessions. And 2/3 of the districts participated in at least one session of ADP. There were 84 different employees, and we also felt with this program to try to help market a little bit, we recognize those districts and their staff members that have participated in multiple sessions, because we appreciate the value that they see in that employee development, and it helps, you know, maybe encourage other districts to send attendees to these sessions. This year we're planning to do 4 sessions. We're doing planning, district planning, another one on district financials. You know, as things change, that seems to be a topic that needs to be brought up every year, and there's always new things to add to that. So district financials, soil and water conservation district growth and customer acquisition, and district leadership working with boards. So that's the plan. Those sessions will run from October through the first session was in October. The last one will be in March of 2020. Then we'll start another round probably in June or July of 2020 of these ADP sessions. And we're looking for ways to, we're always looking for ways to increase participation and make this make these more user-friendly, make these programs more user-friendly and available to districts. We have all the information. We keep all the information from these sessions. We're able to share, email out. We give thumb drives with all the course material at every session to the attendees, so they're able to take that back to their office. And that's one of the goals, is when the attendees leave, that they're able to take something back to their office and utilize it, for their district. So that's just kind of a brief overview of Ohio's administrative development programs and new employee and new board member training around the state. And I'd be happy to answer questions here at the end if there are any.